Hello again, everybody. So we are here with the next session in the in a series of run up to MBA, right? So we've been doing a lot of sessions. I'm sure you have been following them, and this is, I think, the eighth session of the series of run up to MBA, right? And as a part of these sessions, we do a lot of strategy sessions, strategy workshops, and things which are very important to all the MBA aspirants. So, as a part of this series, uh, today's topic is last lap to snap 2023. So now we are close to cat. पहले उसकी बात कर लेते हैं. आज का session I'm going to keep it a very crisp session, and I'm going to take a lot of comments also in between, and I will try to take some questions as a part of it. Right. So let's begin. So today's session covers. So before we go to today's session, cat ki tayari, I am sure you guys are doing great in terms of your prep. Maybe some of you have cracked it. Maybe some of you have not cracked it yet. Okay, and please understand when I say this, it is all right. It is all right if you have not got the hang of it. There is still time, and keep at it. And in case, touch wood, let's lock our fingers, cross our fingers, and pray कि ऐसा ना हो. But suppose if things don't go right, if cat goes southwards, right, on that day, and I'm sure it will not happen, but let's hope for the worst. If it does, we are ready and it is okay because you have other exams which will save you. NMAT has been one of them. I'm sure you guys have appeared for one round of NMAT. If not, you would be appearing very soon, right? Next comes is which is SNAP, right? SNAP, which is a slightly easier exam. However, the pattern is such that you need to rush, you need to run, because it is a speed test in a way, right? And then we will have ZAT as an opportunity, and then some other exams like TISNET, MyCAT, Maharashtra CET, CMAT. A lot of other exams are in the kitty. So we will be appearing for most of those exams also. So we have a lot of opportunity. CAT is not the last one. However, CAT is a big one, so don't ignore it, and don't worry if it's not going good. I'm saying it both ways. Okay, so with this, let's get on to the topic, which is last lap to snap. Okay, so let's bring this to the fore, and let's look at what we have to say here. So today I'm going to cover the agenda for today is I'm going to cover everything about snap in terms of the pattern of the exam, the strategy required, the colleges involved, the preparation plan, the syllabus, all of it, right, about snap. So let's get into it without further ado, right? So let's start with the important dates of snap. We already know this, right? We have already registered for snap. If not, register right away. 23rd November 2023 is your last day of registration for snap, right? So we are how many days away? About less than 10, about 10, 11 days away, 12 days away. All right. So I'm sure if you keep waiting, Diwali aa jayega. Diwali aa gaya hai. Happy Dhanteras. While we are going live today, it is the Diwali occasion has already started in a way, right? So yeah. So 23rd November will come and go fast. So don't wait. Don't wait to fill the forms. Diwali nikal gaya. Uske baad you will have hardly a week remaining. So do not wait. Admit card will be available on 4th of December for the test number 1. What is test number 1? There are 3 test dates. You can appear for the test 3 times on 10th, 17th, and 22nd December 2023, as you can see in the third row, right? So admit card will be available on 4th, 9th, and so on, right? 4th and 9th. So 4th for the first test and 9th for the other 2 attempts, right? Of course, best of the 3 attempts will be considered in SNAP, unlike NMAT, right? NMAT may for NMIMS, it is only the first one, right? So please understand that for SNAP, the best of the 3 attempts are considered. Result will be announced on 10th of January, which is immediately after ZAT. So my friends, with these dates in mind, let's begin. SNAP is a very important exam for you. Let me start with that because SNAP happens to have best of the colleges in each of the categories of colleges, starting with SIBM Pune at the top and SMHRD at the top, right? All the way down through the different clusters of colleges that we talk about. So we call it clusters, right, at Career Launcher. So very important one, because if you remember the first session I had, when I talked about the no strategy of form filling, aspirational, realistic, backup, and there's a proportion and the ratio to sort of fill up the forms, right? So when we talked about that, we know that we are looking at various different uh, types of colleges. You're not supposed to fill up the college only which is in your range. You're supposed to fill up the forms of a college which is above the range and below the range also, as a backup. So there's an aspirational college, there's a realistic college, and there's a backup college. So all of those things we have to take care of, and Snap offers colleges in each of these categories. So with that, let's get into the B schools hence, right? So the top B schools and colleges which are accepting Snaps. Let me go one by one and talk a few things about each of them. Please take care of the percentile. It is not the exact one, it is as per our experience in the previous years, right? So take it with a pinch of salt, right? Even the placement data is what is available online, right? So you have to take it with a pinch of salt. I've always said that, right, in each of my sessions. So SIBM Pune, Symbiosis Institute of Business Management, which is Lavasa campus. Lavasa is a hill outside, a nice area outside Pune, and it's a very beautiful campus, right? So SIBM is stationed in Lavasa campus, right? So that is a very beautiful college. If I were to put it with some other colleges, right, I would put it right beside around IIM Shillong or IIFT or MDI or NMIMS, around those level of colleges. SIBM Pune and SMHRD is a very close one. So in fact, it is sometimes difficult to say which is better, SIBM Pune or SMHRD, right? So SMHRD was used to be, 15 years back, the second to SIBM Pune, but now we've seen that the data and the quality of education and the faculty and research parameters and all other parameters, it is better, uh, or as good as SIBM Pune. So we can compare these two. The third institute that you can see is Symbiosis Institute of International Business, SIIB. These guys have a international business course, which is a so it's different. So like you can call it a second one to IIFT. However, there is a slight difference in the courses, definitely, right? But SIIB, if I'm not wrong, also has a general management course where you can take up other sort of specializations, right? So that is SIIB Pune, a very beautiful college again. SIBM Bangalore is the second college to SIBM Pune, and it is of a great quality. So for a lot of you, Bangalore would be around the realistic range, and for the people who are at a higher range, who are looking at SIBM and SMHRD, SIBM Bangalore and SIIB would be your backup colleges, that way. So understand it that way. Okay, then we come to SIOM, Symbiosis Institute of Operations Management. This is sort of a second institute to the one which you know as NITI, and now we call it IIM Mumbai, right, which is known for operations. So is SP Jain, so is IIT Bombay, right? So if these are the top rung colleges for operations, this is the second to the top rung. Okay, so it's a good college for operations. Hence, those people who have some experience, right, this college will have a little more experience, students as compared to probably an SIBM Bangalore or an SIIB, right? SICSR, Symbiosis Institute of Computer Science and Research, has wonderful courses which are into. So they also have technical courses, right, which is similar to an MSc IT or a BSc IT or a MCA or whatever. But they have an MBA in IT, which is a very beautiful course. And if someone who's interested in technology and management, specifically to do with computer science, IT, uh, AI, ML, all of those sort of technology courses. If you're a tech guy interested in management, this is a college for you. Okay, so if you see the cutoff percentile goes low. So if an 84 percentile, roughly an 84 percentile in Snap would translate to a 75 to 78 percentile in CAT or lesser, maybe little less. So it's not a difficult one to get into, but it's a good college. Uh, Okay, SIDTM again, Symbiosis Institute of Digital and Technology Management. So again, those who are interested in digital marketing, digital sales, and related courses, even telecom management, this is the college for you. SIMC, again, this is like the second college to MICA, right? Mudra Institute of Communication. Those who want to get into media, journalism, and so on, maybe advertising. I'm sorry, I have a bad throat. That is SIMC, right? Again, the ROI, in my opinion, is not so great. But then that's not because of the college. The college is great, but it's the industry, in general, advertising and media industry, which pays a little lesser. But the quality of this institute is quite high if you are interested in this kind of courses. Okay. Then we see SIMS. I missed SIMS before SIMC, right? Symbiosis Institute of Management Studies. This institute is a very good institute again with a defense quota. So in case you have a defense background in your family, some parent or sibling or someone close, right, who is a part of the defense in India, right? You will have a good chance at this college even at a lower percentile, right? So when you see 90 percentile as a cutoff, please understand that is for the open category people. So I think there are 15% seat or something. I don't remember it is 10% or 15%, but there's a 15% chance. So 90 percentile pe wo cutoff jata hai. It's a very good college. Okay. Okay. And so on. You have SCIT, that is Symbiosis Center for Information Technology, SIHS Health Sciences, and so on and so forth. I want to mention one more, which is SSBF, Symbiosis School for Banking and Finance. Again, if you see the average placement, this is a good backup college. So all those of you who are from commerce background, accounting background, who are interested in banking and finance, this is a college for you, right? So this gives you a great idea about the colleges, I'm sure, right? Okay, Samir has given me some information. I'm not sure if that is the right one, but I will read it out. He says 12% for SIMS. All right, Samir, thank you. Do check it at your end, however. Okay, all of you. Cool. Okay, so now let's get into so we've discussed the colleges. Now let's discuss the pattern. So you have, as usual, right? So we have three subjects. You have general English, which is nothing but verbal ability and reading comprehension that we do in CAT. However, there is something more than what we have in CAT. We'll come to that. So you have only 15 questions here. There is no sectional time limit, which means agar mera, okay, so I'm straight away jumping on to strategy part. If I am strong at quant and weak at English, I can spend more time at quant and less time in English. I can do that in this exam because there is no sectional time limit. So I can actually maximize in one of the section. However, you cannot get a good score if you don't have some bare minimum scores in each of the sections. So please don't leave a section completely. That's a very bad way to. That's a bad strategy for test taking. So general English, vice versa. If someone is not so great at quant, he can spend lesser time in quant and more in English, or less time in quant and more in LR, AR, LR, and so on. So 25 questions are AR, LR, analytical reasoning, logical reasoning, which includes also verbal reasoning in a way, right? So I'll come to that. Okay, what is the syllabus? And then they've clubbed in the third section quant, DI, and DS into 20 questions. Now, so 60 questions, right? You have 60 minutes straight. So this is a speed test. Why am I saying it is a speed test? CAT is not about speed. CAT is about accuracy. How do you say that? CAT may you have 66 questions to be done in 120 minutes. So per question, roughly, if you were to try all questions, you would still have about 2 minutes per question. A little less than 2 minutes, but about 2 minutes per question. Here, you have 60 minutes for 60 questions, which is 1 minute per question. If I were to do all questions, I mean. So that means that Snap has lesser time and equal number of questions. 2. Why is CAT a accuracy based exam? Because 1/3 negative marking. You have, if you have 3 marks for a correct answer, you have 1 for the wrong one, -1, which means it's a 1/3 negative. Whereas this is 1/4 negative, which means the risk is lesser than what you have in CAT, right? So the risk is lesser because it is 1/4 negative. If I were to explain this to a layman, how would I explain? In CAT, I have to do one question right and three questions wrong to get 0 marks, which means my one right will be negated by three questions done wrong. Here, to get those 0 marks, I'll have to do four questions wrong, which means I have one more question I can make wrong, and that is my benefit. So the risk is lesser. I hope I have not confused you. But anyway, so these are 2 points. One is it's a speed test because time is less, but the risk is lesser because one-fourth negative marking as compared to CAT. And the third thing that you must know is the test is not as difficult as CAT or as difficult as ZAT. It is not as difficult. If you see, the English is easy to moderate, AR LR is easy. So DI LR जो आप CAT में देखते हो, it is a stark contrast in a way in Snap. सो जो लोग को डर लगता है ना कि डीएलआर कैसे फोड़ूंगा मैं कैट में, माइट जस्ट स्कोर हाई इन स्नैप इफ यू प्रैक्टिस इट राइट, इफ यू गिव इनफ मॉक्स राइट. ऑल ऑफ यू हु आर सीएल स्टूडेंट्स, यू नो इट, यू हैव गुड नंबर ऑफ मॉक्स. आई वुड सजेस्ट एटलीस्ट 6 7 8 मॉक्स देके जाओ. At least 6 7 mocks you should appear for. Those of you who are not CL students and want the course, you can get it. Okay, so in case you are looking for coaching for Snap, NMAT, ZAT, any of these exams, not NMAT is almost gone now. You can still prepare, but if you want some classes for Snap, ZAT, MyCat, or TISNet or whatever, I would request Syed from my team to put down the link of this course, right? The online course where the students can join and study, right? So it's a course that we have for, so you can just select Snap and you can start preparing for Snap. You can select Snap and ZAT and you can prepare for both. So on and so forth. So yeah, so this is what Snap is. Snap is an easier exam. Okay, so it's crackable. However, you have to run, you have to be fast. Okay, now let's go on to the syllabus then. What is the syllabus we have? Syllabus is more or less the same as CAT and lekin easier, right? It is easier than CAT, definitely. So number systems, algebra, arithmetic, you can see the topics, modern maths, geometry, right? You can see all of that. You can see some DI, graphs, pie charts, etc. That is not a part of the ARLR. It is a part of quant section, which means utna quant kam karna padega, solve, and DI utna kam karna padega. LR zyada hai, so that's a good part, right? So be happy about it, and LR is easy, right? So yeah, so trigonometry and so on and so forth. You can see some DS questions maybe. Okay, so yeah, so this is a syllabus more or less for Snap, which is equivalent to what you studied in CAT. So students should ask me, sir, what do I do more for Snap? Don't do anything more for Snap. So to a CA student, I may explain it this way, that you have the funda book, do your funda book right for quant and DI. It is more than enough. Over and above that, if you go to the topic tests in ASPE is a student portal for the students who don't know, right? CL students know this. So in your aspiration.ai, right, student portal, you have topic tests, and do the basic level topic tests also properly in time, faster. Take 2 minutes lesser than what is given, and you are done. You are set, right? So you have, and you please give mocks, right? Even now, you should be giving Snap mocks at least one in 10 days, 8 to 10 days, at least one till CAT. And after CAT, you should take two in a week, at least 2 to 3 in a week. 2 is good enough. So if you do this much also, you can give 2 before CAT, and then you have 2 weeks. So 4 after CAT. So you can at least give 6. This is the right number to go for. Right. So this is quant for you. Now, sorry, this was quant for you. I've broken it down in a different way also, just for you to understand here, right? Okay, what I've done here is students जो पूछ रहे हैं कि कहाँ से पढ़ें, ये दिया हुआ है कि algebra is there in funda book sheets and ASPE, yes. Geometry is there in the funda book class sheets and ASPE, yes. Right, and so on and so forth. So, in fact, all of these are in ASPE. I don't know why it is not ticked yes below. Now let's go on to the Snap syllabus. For logical reasoning or analytical reasoning or verbal reasoning or whatever you call it. So we have 2 parts we see here, verbal reasoning and analytical reasoning. right? So verbal reasoning में क्या आएगा? So you've done this statement assumption, statement argument, statement course of action, right? Statement and inference, decision making in a small way, not like that. That का decision making is slightly different in terms of questions. Iska is more like an AR. It's more like verbal reasoning, right? And some critical reasoning questions. क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग क्या था? स्ट्रेंथन, वीकन, वो सारी चीजें जो हम करते थे ना, दैट इज क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग, right? Analytical reasoning, we all know, linear and circular arrangements, blood relations, coding, decoding, series sequences, direction sense, blah blah blah. So you know, you've done this. इसके लिए भी if you do it from funda book itself, it is going to help you big time. Syllogisms थोड़ा करके जाना, ठीक है? Syllogisms is something you should not miss out on. For all these non-CAT exams like NMAT or SNAP, syllogisms करना चाहिए. You never know कहाँ वो पूछ लेंगे, because syllogisms is a good part of logic. So if they want to test logic, they could always ask syllogism questions, right? So this is your syllabus from where you could do prepare. Acha, English, right? Verbal ka syllabus. Okay, let me look at some questions before I go on. Or let me finish this and look at some questions. Okay, so इसमें तीन parts है: vocab, grammar, and comprehension. So what we used to do, guys, is CAT के लिए only we used to focus on comprehension. Look at this: RC, jumbles and para jumbles, odd one out, paragraph summary, and so on. Right. So that is the there. But apart from that, you have vocabulary questions also. You might have synonyms, antonyms, analogies, fill in the blanks. Close test, I'm sure you know that you have a paragraph in which you have multiple blanks. अगर individually एक blank fill करोगे, if you fill up each blank, no, let's say I'll take only one blank into consideration, maybe 3 or 4 options of that blank might just fit. But in the context of the whole paragraph, only one option will fit, which means I'm already using the gist making part of the reading comprehension in the closed test along with vocabulary understanding to solve that question. So it is like a different kind of, you have this in on your SP as well. So please go and check it out. Then you have idioms. Grammar may identify the error, sentence correction, tenses, prepositions, and so on. So the regular grammar based error questions or correct the sentence questions. So this is your syllabus and this is where you can find it. I'm sure you have it all between your funda book, sheets, and ASP. Why I'm showing this is for the students to understand कि आपके पास सब कुछ है. Don't go hunting for things. Look inside. बगल में छोरा गांव में ढिंडोरा मत करो. Look into yourself, look at your course, and you will find everything. The God is within you. All right. So yes. Now, with this, let's hold it for a while, okay? And let's take some questions. So I have different people saying. Let me see. Nirma or SIMS, मजा आ गया. अब मजा आएगा. Everyone listen to this. By the way, my colleague has put down the link in the chat for the course in case someone wants to join. Why don't you also put the link for the test series in case students want to take SNAP or ZAT or TISNET or whatever, a combination of those as test series? We can still do that. So my friend, please also put that on the chat. Okay, so Samir is asking, Nirma or SIMS, which one should I do if I convert both? मेरे भाई, मेरे दोस्त, till the time you finish your GDPI VAT, I am going to say the same thing again and again. This is not the right time to ask these questions because neither you have Nirma in hand nor you have SIMS. This is not the time to understand those things. Right now, you are only supposed to fill forms, appear for the exams, right? Crack those exams, get a call, convert the call, then let's talk. Okay, so too long time to go. Namit has a question: NMAT versus SNAP, which is easy? I guess that's what you're asking, Namit. So, in my opinion, more or less the same level. So, by question level, it is more or less the same, right? The pattern is different, number of questions is different, the time given is different. Both are speed test. NMAT, there's no negative marking. So the strategy is going to be very different from what you did in NMAT, right? But question level is going to be more or less the same. Okay. Any other questions I'm missing out? What is the difference between CAT and SNAP in DILR? So as I showed to you, white ball. I've seen white ball attending a couple of my sessions. So thank you. You keep asking questions also. Good questions. So DI, data interpretation, what we do is uh, it's a part of the quant first, right? In cat you have a mixture of cat, di and lr, right? Where you look at it as a caselet, right? Whereas in snap it is a plain vanilla di or plain vanilla lr question most often. So which is why di is a part of quant section and lr is a separate section, where आपके आपने जो बुक्स में पढ़ा था ना वो ब्लड रिलेशन के क्वेश्चंस, राइट? मेरे भाई की बीवी मुझे मामा बोलती, व्हाटएवर, भाई की बेटी मुझे, व्हाटएवर, आई देयर वाज अ सॉन्ग ना सलमान खान का. सो वैसा वाला क्वेश्चन जो होता है ना, दैट इज व्हाट snap also asks, apart from arrangement and other things. See, coding, decoding, all of those things, right? So that is the difference between the DILR section of cat and snap. Okay, now let's go a little forward before we go on to the further questions, because I don't want to miss out on the content here. Okay, where did my slides go? Yes, so let's go on to the next one. Start. So when should we start appearing for mocks? I have sort of answered this like 5 minutes back, but let me try again. Start appearing for mocks as early as possible. But sir, मैं तो अभी कैट के मॉक्स लिख रहा हूँ, जस्ट एनमैट भी देने वाला हूं, तो एनमैट के भी शायद मॉक्स चल रहे हैं, या आई जस्ट फिनिश्ड एनमैट मॉक्स. माय डियर फ्रेंड, दिस इज अ टाइम व्हेन यू आर, तुम सिर्फ कैट के नहीं हो, राइट? तुम अपनी मम्मी के भी हो, और तुम अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड के भी हो, या बॉयफ्रेंड के भी हो, तुम दोनों के हो. तो तुम कैट के भी हो, और तुम स्नैप के भी हो, और तुम एनमैट के भी हो. सो बेसिकली व्हाट यू नीड टू डू इज जगल बिटवीन ऑल ऑफ देम. ओके, लर्न टू शिफ्ट गियर्स, राइट? सो अगर 5 गियर पे जा रहे हो, 5 से रिवर्स में डालो, मतलब कैट से एनमैट या कैट से स्नैप के गियर में डालो, एंड स्विच. एंड व्हेन यू से स्विच, यू नीड टू स्विच योर एंटायर बीइंग इनसाइड इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्ट्रैटेजी, राइट? मैं अगर कैट में 1/3 नेगेटिव चल रहा था, मैं डर डर के सॉल्व कर रहा हूं, मैं एनमैट में जाता ही आई स्टार्ट अंधाधुंध, आई स्टार्ट अपीयरिंग फॉर ऑल क्वेश्चंस, आई स्टार्ट अटेम्प्टिंग ऑल क्वेश्चंस. सो दैट इज द gear shift I'm talking about. So similarly, start attempting for mocks as of today. You should be attempting 2 mocks of cat per week, which is why I said 1 mock of snap in 8 to 10 days. So यहाँ से अगर cat तक 2 weeks है, don't give more than 2 mocks starting today. If you already given one, taken one, appeared for one, take 2 more. Okay, that's it, not more. Then after 27th, after cat date, you can always do whatever you want. All right. So yeah, second, simulated exam environment. Try to replicate exam conditions. Yeah, this is true for cat, snap, nmat, or whatever exam you take. Please simulate. If I'm going to sit for half an hour, write the test, close it, then come back after half an hour, then sit again, बीच में message देख रहा हूँ, girlfriend से बात कर रहा हूँ, yeah, it doesn't work. That's not how it works. So if you're not going to simulate, don't give mocks at all, is what I say. Okay. Third point, if you're planning for 1 attempt only, you should schedule at least 3 mocks within 1 week prior to the D-day. Right? इसका मतलब बहुत सिंपल है. CAT से snap के बीच में you should be appearing for 3 to 4 tests minimum. If you're giving it on 1 attempt, you can give more mocks. Okay. If you're planning 2 attempts, you should schedule at least at max 4 mocks in between the first and the second attempt. So figure this out. I've explained this already. As the exam date approaches, increase the frequency of your mocks, and towards the closer to the mock, closer to the actual exam, reduce the frequency. For example, even for cat, for that matter. चलो cat की बात आज नहीं करते हैं. We have to talk. We are here for snap. Okay. Now, important things to consider. Ideally, 1 attempt should be made minimum. 2 attempts is, see, this is true for nmat more than snap. In snap you can take 3 attempts, it's okay. You can take 2 attempts because best of is considered, right? Best of 2 or best of 3. So nothing wrong. But 3 में it's a waste of money. 2 is a decent enough number. 2 बार नहीं हुआ तो 3 बार में नहीं होगा. 1 बार खराब जा सकता है. So 2 attempts बनता है if you want to, right? So your choice, right? Identify your weaknesses and strengths and work on them accordingly. This is the right thing to do for cat now and for snap eventually. This exam requires speed and accuracy. It can be attained by practicing mocks and reviewing previous papers. Finally, Remember, there's a time limit and too many questions to solve, because this is a speed test, so solve fast. That's my one first guru mantra. The second guru mantra is there is no sectional time limit, so play on your strength. Your so basic. So for example, if I were in your place and you asked me that, so what is the best strategy to employ, right? In my opinion, I would give 15 to 20, if not 20, 12 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes per section to all sections. Do whatever I know fast, and then go to those one or two sections remaining where I can pull my score. That should be a great strategy to work on, right? And for those people who I was talking about, कि, आपने अभी तक अगर, if you've not joined CL and not started preparing for these exams, you can do that. You can select, you can see NMAT, SNAP, ZAT, you can select and choose your course and build your own course in a way similar for test series. So there are two different courses. This is online classes and this is test series. Both the courses you can construct your own course and take whatever you need to take, right? So, and finally, as I always say, check the B School Profilizer. This is on the website. Again, I would request my colleague, my team, to share the link of B School Profilizer in the chat, right, on the live chat, so that the students can check it out. इसमें if you put your profile, you see what percentile you get for what college, and this works more for the CAT related colleges, right? This just gives an idea about SIBM or NMIMS, just a rough idea equivalent to a CAT score, but this gives you an idea. So as per your profile, what percentile is required to get into what college, and how strong your match is in terms of your profile to that college, right? So this is what the profilizer gives you on the basis of what various websites talk, various college websites are professing, and what our past results are saying. So we have analyzed the last year's students and their what do you say, their profiles versus their percentiles, to bring up this complex model, right? So it's a very beautiful tool. And then you have other CL resources like this you can use. What I showed here is the student portal, right? And with this, guys, I come to the end of my session, right? Try to keep it crisp. I'll take some more questions after this, but you can join, you can take a photograph or take a print screen of this particular QR code. It is for the Telegram group, so you can keep updated about whatever notifications and updates and everything that we keep sharing, along with the content we keep sharing on this group, right? Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best, right? Let me go on to some questions that we had, uh, and see if there are some good questions there. How many questions are good attempt? Nilesh, isme no good attempt. Isme you go with that logic, right? What is the logic here? The logic is very simple. Go and crack each section first, at least the basic level, and then go to your favorite one or two sections and pull your score. That is the strategy for you. Is there any chance for NMIMS Bangalore? We are not talking about NMIMS right now. I'm so sorry, guys. All of those who are asking about NMIMS, this session is about SNAP. I guess the influencers out there calling SNAP easiest in India would have made them quant difficult this time. So Aditya, all these influencers and everyone who says ye easy hai, wo easy hai, please understand, easy kuch nahi hai or difficult bhi kuch nahi hai. It's all relative, right? If you have a percentile, let's say among 3 lakh people who appear for CAT out of 3.3 who have registered, मान लो 2.8 lakh people have taken the mock actual CAT, or any other exam for that matter, right? It is the game of where you stand in those 2.7, 2.8 lakh people, whether you appear for SNAP or whether you appear for CAT. If it's easy, the cutoff is higher. If it's difficult, the cutoff is lower. That's the only difference it makes. Only thing you must understand is, are you practicing it enough to get acquainted to the pattern of the exam? So is your strategy sort of in sync with the pattern, right? That is what we are talking about, right? Aditya, I hope that solves your questions. You're also asking where to prepare for antonyms and analogies. You can prepare it from the CL material, right? Funda books, as well as topic tests. We have non-CAT topic tests in which you will find these questions also. Okay. One more question, I think White Ball is asking, is which topics are must do for Snap? All those topics that I mentioned, White Ball, are must do for Snap. So you can watch this session again. This is a live session which will go as a recorded one, after end this session. So you can check it out again and take a note of the topics. Okay. I think this is where we can close. I think we are done with a good number of questions. Now we have people asking about this and Matt and stuff. So thank you guys. Have fun. All the best. And I enjoyed this session. I hope you did too. Have a good day. Bye bye. And we'll meet again for the other sessions of Run Up to Cat series. Right? Please watch out. Watch this space for 7 days to Cat on 19th of November. I'll see you at 19th of November. I know there is a cricket match, a very important one that day. So we are doing that session in the morning at 11 a.m. on Sunday, 19th, so that we can talk about uh, 7 days to Cat. All right. Good night. Bye bye. Thank you.